I would like to say many thanks to Kama Productions and Philharmonica Academy as well for inviting us tonight here to present one of the most ancient music of the world. It's not only the music of India, but one of the most ancient music of the world, that is Indian raga music, which is considered as Indian classical music, where we have basically two parts. You all know that. One is South Indian, which is Carnatic, and another one is the North Indian, that is Hindustani classical music, where you have pure classical formats like Dhrupad, Khayal, and semi-classical formats like Thumri, then also devotional songs like Bhajan. I'm going to present today Khayal as the pure classical format, and also some semi-classical format like Thumri Dadra, and we would like to also end with some devotional bhajan. Well, what I would like to say that since this is such a music which people misunderstand, that this is a music just of improvisation. It's not only that. Actually, it's a improvisation, but within a very fixed set of rules that the raga mentions. Within the certain scale, you must understand where to pause, which note to use the most, which note to just touch, and even which kind of movement you are allowed and which movement you are not allowed. Maybe as for example, one note when you are going in the ascending line can be avoided, whereas during the descending it can be used. So keeping in mind all these rules, you are improvising, and you are improvising on spot, remembering all the rules within you that you have learned from your guru, because this is a very important oral tradition. You have documentation for sure, and this is the one of the biggest difference with the Western classical music or the Occidental music, that the documentation in Indian music is not too much, because it is not possible. You can document some note that okay, this note is used, this is used, okay, you can document some important composition, you can have the words, you can have the tunes, but how to do it, you have to understand orally from your guru or from your mentor, and then you can learn that. So I feel presenting this kind of music in such a temple of music, which is absolutely a different genre, I will say, it's a thrilling experience for me for sure. And I would like to add in this case that I hope this kind of music, when people will listen in this part of the world, which already people know, will be also helpful to little bit open up their dimension of music in a much bigger way. The way when we listen the Occidental music, our dimension of music also opens in another way. So I think in today's world, when the world is slowly getting inside a pocket, the distance doesn't matter anymore. We can all listen each other. It would be a great way, to make a crossover of learning process and crossover of expression. And I think in today's world, when everyone is fighting with each other a lot due to own boundaries and all that, I think music is such a wonderful subject which can actually unite everyone together. And it's one of the, I say that it's a perfect international language which all can understand. Even you don't understand technically what is happening, but it appeals you in the best way. Thank you. It's my good fortune that in quite a young age, I have traveled quite some countries in my life and represented Indian ragas, Indian classical music. But whenever I come to Italy, I feel that I have come in my second home. I don't know why, but the love and respect that the audience or the people have gave me, it's like unparalleled what I have received here in this land. I have so many friends, I would like to say, that most of them are my friends, my very good friends. And they are musicians as well, and they say that it's a good sharing when you talk about your music. And even there are some guitar players, some violin players, some saxophone players who often come to understand ragas with me, and they are all professional high quality musicians in this country. And presenting the music that I do in the land of Vivaldi, Rossini, Verdi, this kind of super personalities, it's always a great fortune when you have the chance to do that, you know, and meeting new people, gathering new ideas, which ultimately also reflects in my performance when I perform. I have done a lot of crossover projects with different musicians from this part of the world also. Like I have done some duet with saxophone, some duet with piano. I mean, it's always a wonderful experience that I have received in this country, and I'm heartily thankful to Italy for that. Once again, thanks to Find Foundation and Kama Productions as well for making it possible to stay in the foundation of Alan Danielou, who is, I think, one of the most important personality who has made this bridge between the Indology and Italy. Italy knows India, I think, through him a lot. And it's such a wonderful place where they have allowed me to meet also some very important musicians. Even when we knew each other, but it was not fortunate enough that we could play together, like Maestro Nihar Mehta, Maestro Sabir Khan. They're so important musicians of the world, and we stayed for 3 days there. I mean, it was just not for rehearsing, you know, because this music, I already told before that you cannot rehearse this music. But the people who are playing on stage together, they need to have connection within their minds. The intuition should play within each other. And that is very important, and that chemistry that works on stage, actually the people enjoy that more than the technicalities or the grammar that we do, I believe. And this foundation helped 3 of us to meet here, to become good friends, and finally we performed tonight.